Wide Left Sports is proudly sponsored by TDS Fiber, bringing fast, reliable internet to Billings and beyond. Whether you're streaming the big game, uploading content, or just trying to keep the whole house connected, TDS Fiber delivers the speed you need without the lag. Check availability in your neighborhood and make the switch today. TDS Fiber, internet built for real life. Hello, welcome to Wide Left Sports. Today I am joined by Havre High football player Landon Kinsella. Landon, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing really good. So, my first question is kind of a lot of the same to the athletes I have on, but what made you fall in love with football?
Well, I grew up around it. My brother played a lot, so my dad was a coach for the local little pony football we call it. So I've just been around it my whole life.
I love that. So then I know that you put in the little questionnaire that I have for you that you were able to play with your brother this year on the varsity team for Havre. So how cool was that to kind of have that moment where you were able to share the field with him?
It was really fun. Last year, I didn't really be able to play because he got hurt. So it was just a cool experience being on the field with him, being right next to him. So it's fun.
That's awesome. So what is it like, as an underclassman to have a lot of the seniors on the team really kind of, I guess, be like role models to you guys because there were a lot of seniors on that team this year for Haver.
Yeah, it was really good for the younger kids to look up to him. I guess, especially like Tommy and BB, or Brandon Healy. I guess it's just really good for us to as them like mentors. I guess so. Is
For sure. And then,
yeah.
one of the really cool things with the Haver community that I love, I'm not from Haver, but my dad grew up in Haver and went to Havre High, is there's a real sense of community in Haver when it comes especially to the football program. And so what does that mean to you to have their full support, every Friday night when you guys are going out there and playing in Blue Pony Stadium?
Oh, it's great. They just pack the stands no matter who we're playing, what time of day it is, how cold it is, or anything. They're always out there. Our stadium is really unique. Like there's like levels you can drive in and watch from the cars. So it's really, really cool.
That's awesome. And then you also mentioned that you might be switching positions for next year because of a lot of the seniors going from the offensive line. So you're going to be making the move to tackle more than likely next year. How excited for that are you?
Oh, I'm pumped. I haven't played line since my sixth grade year, so I'm ready for it for sure. But it'll be exciting.
That's awesome. So then how much of an adjustment will that be, not having played that since sixth grade and now you're going into your junior year and you're having to play that for the first time at the high school level?
It's sure going to take a lot of work. Coach Will and Eldridge and Kreiner will all work with me, so I think it'll be really good for me. Got some great coaches up here, so.
That's awesome. Well, that leads me to another question. I've had, Coach Eldridge on my show a couple of times and haven't been lucky enough to have the assistant coaches on yet, but I'd love to. But what does it mean to have their guidance and their just coaching through all of this in high school?
It's really special to me. Eldridge really flipped around the program for the community. Before he came along, we weren't very well known, and then he pushed us for forever. So it's really really great to have him.
Oh, that's awesome. So then, talking about a lot of that brotherhood that you guys have when it comes to, your class of sophomores and then the seniors that are now obviously they haven't left yet because it's not the end of the school year, but for football purposes they have. What is your guys' role for next year's team being now juniors and being a part of that upper class for Havre High?
Um, I think it's we just gotta. I think our goal is to make playoffs this year. We fell short this year. It was just pretty devastating, but I think it's definitely our goal to get back up there and compete with the higher level of teams.
For sure. So for people that don't know about Class A, it's pretty dang competitive across the board, whether it's up in the north where you guys are or the eastern down here in Billings. Talk to us a little bit about the different teams that are just really, really tough for you guys to play year in and year out.
Well, Lewistown's definitely one of them. They got a really great younger kids, and so is East Helena. East Helena got pretty good over the last couple of years. So it's just tough to play those teams when they have more like I wouldn't say talent, but more like variety. Especially East Helena, they got a lot of kids on their team, and we just don't have that.
for sure that would be kind of a barrier, but I mean, Havre's a well established program, so that's not that I'm saying it's not an issue, but Havre has been there forever, so it does help with that for sure.
Yeah.
So for you, what does it mean to be able to put on that blue pony uniform and wear that every Friday and get to represent the city of Havre, whether it be in Havre or around the state?
It's really special to me. Not a lot of, I think, one-on-one blue ponies. So there's no other ones in the country. So it's pretty cool, if you ask me. So it just,
That
yeah.
that is really cool. So one of the things that I learned from Danner in my interview with him was that you guys have a special number every year for the teams that you have for the year that it is at Havre High. And so going into next year, what are your hopes for that number of team? And forgive me, I don't remember what the number will be for next year.
It'll be 118 next year. So it's pretty cool. I guess we're the 118th team to play. So that's I guess it's pretty cool. Not a lot of teams around the state have had that much of football teams. So
Yeah, that is awesome. And then, so one of my other questions is, Havre, I mean, right now we're in a very cold spell in Montana. And Havre is known for kind of being one of the coldest places in Montana when we have those cold spells. And so when that happens and coincides with football season, how much of an advantage is that for the team to be in a colder climate than some of the state?
I think it's a really good advantage. Like last year when we hosted East Helena, I don't think they were ready for the cold. So um, it was it's really what's the word? It's an advantage for sure. So
Oh, for sure. So then, now I kind of want to get into um, you're coming off of your sophomore year, which I know is kind of when you kind of start to think about um, college and the next level. So, what are you looking for in a program as you start your recruiting process?
um, just like a well well coaching staff, like friendly people, good school and good program that'll push me to my best. So
Awesome, awesome. And so then, kind of as we wrap this up a little bit, let's just do some rapid fire questions about like just you. So, who was your favorite NFL team?
the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh, they suffered a tough loss. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That was a rough game.
yeah.
And so then, if there's anybody that you try to model your game after, who would that be?
Um, well, this year on the defensive line, it was definitely Micah Parsons. I think he's just great player, and
He is. Yeah, he is an absolute beast. And then all sports kind of have a level of superstition. So, is there anything that you do either before or after a game that you have to do every single week, or else you just feel like your mojo is going to be off?
yeah, definitely. I show up to the school before every home game, and just get mentally locked in into the wrestling room, stretch, hang from the pull up bar to just get ready. I guess just listen to music, meditate sometimes. So just gets me in my
Awesome.
game.
Okay, so then that kind of opened up another question for me. So then, what do you do for like your workouts to like prep yourself for the week? And I'm sorry, that's totally going off again, but I'm interested in that.
Um, like weightlifting, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Eldridge always has a class that he wants every football player to take, and he just writes a bunch of them on the board. So like Mondays would be the lower body, and Tuesdays would be the upper body, and then Thursdays the full body. So it's it's pretty good for us and get us ready for the game for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. And so then my final question is for anybody that's never been to Blue Pony Stadium and you want to convince them to come up this next fall to catch a game for you, what is your pitch to them?
Um, it's definitely one of the more high intensity stadiums, and there's just a lot of friendly people. No one's ever in a bad mood there. Whenever they're there on Friday nights, they're just happy to be there for sure, ready to watch some football.
I love that. Well, Landon, I want to thank you so much for coming on, talking about football and talking about the Blue Ponies. As you know, I'm a huge fan of the Blue Ponies, even though I'm down here in Billings. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Wide Left Sports is proud to partner with Holo Brand, short for Hope and Love, a lifestyle brand with a bigger mission. Founded by Luke Swenson and tied to the I Love This Life Foundation, Holo is all about helping kids believe in themselves and chase their dreams. And with the Holo 988 project, they're changing the narrative around mental health and making an impact through student athletes across the country. Shop the collection now at holobrand.org.